Me and Mark Hill out here playing in the bees. We've been through 3 or 4 or 5 hives. Looked at flow frames. Looked at a really cool observation hive and another one under construction. Got some really strong bees. A couple of struggling hives, but everything looks really good. Just got to feed up two of them. And I wanted the flow frames on it for whatever reason. They wasn't stockpiling anything. Everything looks good though. Everything's in great shape.
Unexpected.
Been having a good time out here. Y'all check out the rest of the video. Check out Marc Hill's channel. I'll put the link in the description.
Welcome back to the 628 Dirt Rooster channel, where hobby beekeeping is a way of life.
But I mean, just I painted on the wax right there, and you can see they just kind of just not doing much to it. Same thing on the other end.
You get your frames open or are they locked?
Oh yeah, they're closed. They propylized this here real good because there's a lot of ants trying to get in the bottom. Right here, and they usually keep the how much propolis they're putting on it.
Yeah.
But see, they're just now starting to do a little something with it. And I was wanting to put this box under there and move this one up. And like I said, these are just Cordovian queens. Knock yourself out. These are pretty, we might get bumped here or stung up in a minute, but as a general rule, they're pretty gentle.
Now, I know y'all don't see a lot of bees up here, but it is a pretty strong hive. They got a lot of activity, just not a whole lot up top right now.
They just don't seem to care for, we'll give them a quick puff and pop the top just a bunch. But they're pretty good bees. There's just one on
Bunch of young bees, if you didn't know that, that fuzz on their back. Little peach fuzz, they get rid of that with age. See, the older they get, there's a good pollen one. The older they get, the darker they get on their back.
From the hurricane, I messed up my setting down spot. I don't think it's gonna fit
Oh, man.
my setting down spot.
You need a setting bucket.
What's it look like on the bottom?
That's fine. Ain't nothing there. Did y'all lose anything during the hurricane?
I did not. I maybe lost 1 or 2 shingles on the back of my horse barn over there. And the only reason I put the queen excluder, I'm not a big fan of the queen excluders, is that I didn't want to. Never had a whole lot of trouble to my knowledge of beetles, and then all of a sudden, this year, I started seeing a bunch of hive beetles. And so what, 3?
Catching a few.
That's not very bad.
Let's see what kind of pollen we can see coming in here.
It looks too clean. Actually don't look impressive at all.
I'd leave that flow box off here for now.
No need, right? That's just creating the possibility for the wax worms to jump in, isn't it?
Well, you're only half full on both boxes.
And I've robbed these out pretty bad this year.
We got a helper looking on behind us.
Oh yeah. Clay, you can come up here. These are pet bees here.
Well, I was gonna give them some drawn comb to start filling, but they already got drawn comb over here. They just ain't putting nothing in it.
I mean, what's the problem? Is it just my environment? What's the scoop?
I'll start feeding. It's hard to say what that goldenrod is doing after that storm. I imagine y'all lost a lot of it.
I had some planted right here on the end of that pea row, and it just died, is all it did. So now, just seeing them sit on that front porch, you'd have thought it was just rolling in bees, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and it's still not bad.
And it's weak. It's weak, and you guys have 2 and 3 deeps. I don't understand.
They're pulling pollen. I don't see any eggs on that front.
Good pollen there. Good pollen there.
Yeah. When'd you put a queen in here?
She's been in there all summer. She's just slack. I mean, just don't want it. She's just don't. It's like she don't have any motivation. I mean, I guess their non-motivation is they're starving to death.
I think there's a queen in here somewhere. They're not acting queenless, and pulling in pollen and all. So she might be in that top box. And we'll put it back and keep it brood over brood, just like it was.
Do they need to be reduced down to one box?
Probably wouldn't reduce them down to one box. I'd just start feeding them up real hard. I don't think these right here need to go without a feeder until they ain't flying no more for the year.
Actually, I didn't realize they were in that bad a shape. But it does have the Hive scale on it, and the Hive scale says they've been losing down.
Now she's aggravated.
Yeah, we have a tendency to aggravate our women. We don't mean to.
Well, these are, I'm sure there's a queen in here. They're just acting too. Okay, now we're getting into some good brood. You got a queen, we're not queenless.
And she's a big, nice, pretty queen too.
They're about as gentle as you get.
But they just like motivation.
Have you robbed any frames out of this thing recently?
Not in the last 3 weeks.
To support any other hives?
Not in the last 3 weeks. But I took out 4 good ones.
That might have. There she is right there. That might have messed their day up when you did that.
But that is a Cordovian queen.
But they ain't got a whole lot of stores. I'd start feeding them. Cause you got goldenrod coming in. How long has goldenrod been coming in here?
Just the last week. It's been slack. Well, I mean, we had the hurricane before that, so.
I'd still put a feeder out because after the hurricane, you don't know how much you got out there for them to forage on, and if they got enough to forage on, they won't take your sugar water anyway. So I'd keep something on them for a little bit. Well, Mark, they look really good. They just ain't got no stores on them.
Pretty pitiful to me.
They just ain't got no stores on them.
And there's the feeder I was telling you about that really works well. And what I do is I just have another one with me, pick that one up, shake it, set the other one down. That way you're not trying to unscrew it and get all stung up. But that's how I like to feed.
Now just looking in your feeder box here, this hive already looks healthier than that last one we were just in. These are Italians, aren't they?
These are mutt. I have no idea what they are.
They're more than likely an Italian strain.
Hey, you know how you got your big old stick, don't you? And I've robbed this one down pretty good too at times, but I've left it alone because I figured since it was one. That's right. There's no even looking in there.
That dude's healthy. I see stores in this one.
Yeah, there's no need in bothering these.
You might want to.
Are you a big fan of going blunt before you put it down?
Yeah.
I thought you were. Get out of the way. And this is one way of feeding that I was doing, and it's not my favorite.
This must be your wife's box, because
No.
Now Mark, you're a man's man. What made you go pink on this box?
I've heard some people say that the bees will go for a red or a pink box quicker than they will a white box, and I didn't want them. I wanted to get some drift into the pink box. May not be anything to it, but that's kind of what I was thinking. But actually, I used to own a pink Cadillac.
Proof of concept type thing.
That's what I'm all about, actually. Nope, don't have it. I used to have a pink Cadillac, and I caught rough on that, but I've always been real chinchy with money. No, really. I could buy one for $10,000 when I was.
Was it a Mary Kay repo?
It was. Well, it wasn't a repo. It was just a used up Mary Kay. I could buy it for $10,000, or I could buy a white one just like it for $18,000.
This one ready to go in that 10 frame, ain't it?
That's a good question for you.
Yeah.
Do you need to look, or you just know from the number of bees?
I'd be putting this in a 10 frame.
Today.
Or pretty soon anyway.
No need in pulling anything. Bat houses, Randy. Do you have bats?
I don't.
Coolest thing in the world. Top bat house. It's been up now for about 5 years in that little box. me and my daughter sat out here and counted 98 bats fall out the bottom of it one day. You can silhouette it against the sky.
Yeah.
Watch 98 little bats pop out of it.
That is cool.
And so they're not gonna mess with your bees because it's dark.
We've got bats in our area, but I don't have any bat houses on my property.
It's so cool.
Look at that, they're kicking the drones out.
What'd you find? This is my son-in-law, and he just come up to visit the grandboys. And I want to introduce you to. This is the dirt rooster, 628 dirt rooster, where hobby beekeeping is what? A way of life. I waited on all day long to say that. That's the son.
Now they got stores too. You got that one hive that ain't doing nothing.
Why? I mean, can a queen cause that? Just their sourness and genetics? Or?
No, she was laying good. You
I
had
mean, she don't control them getting out and going to work, right?
you had good brood frames in there.
I was actually going to look. There's nothing even pulling. Well, I want to get a couple of frames to put in that observation hive in there. Kind of boost it. And that was my hurricane proofing. Some people ask, what in the world to do about your hives during the hurricane? This seemed like the most logical. Here you go, Randy, set it right here on that.
This dude got this loaded up.
Well, that's good. It made you grunt.
Yeah.
Now, would you invert the boxes? This is a good question. I know
No,
everybody wants to know. Why would you not invert it?
I would not invert them because you're about to go into winter and you want your honey stores up top.
Oh, you just getting them up in the air. I'd shove them back together and get out of here. Hey, it's not Rob, you rascal, you.
You get stung?
Nobody's hit me twice in the face. Let me get that pheromone out my jawbone.
There you go.
Did you see him pointing, putting that top box on with that bottom one fucking like it does?
Yeah, if they're the way that as full as that
Because I'm fixing to pour it to them just to.
as full as that center box is, if they're gonna keep pulling in like that and you're just now getting in a goldenrod, I want that
Give them a chance, right?
empty box on there so they got somewhere to put it when they pull it in.
This is how I used to feed with the holes in the mason jars on here. That way they couldn't get to me.
Yeah.
Not my favorite, but I do like it. Just hold on. We'll walk and look at the observation hive, and you can either
Yeah, we got them.
look at another one or not look at the other one.
We got these stirred up now. They're
You
trying
want to look
to.
any more? Another one?
Where's the observation hive?
It's inside. That's the observation hive.
Observation.
See if it's got any value to it.
Oh
There's
yeah.
nothing to see. And they're starving out. They
you
they
go.
beat that right there 3 times. I fed them 2 quarts yesterday.
These right here, their back legs are covered in white stuff.
So they're getting robbed bad.
Just this one hive.
Yeah. I got a drink bottle taped over the piece of PVC pipe,
Mm-hmm.
and I screwed the lid on it and kept them locked up for 3 days, and then let them out every afternoon to go boo-boo if they wanted to. And but I got a queen in here, and she's laying. There's a flashlight. I'll move and you can look and see, but she's not doing a great job laying. She's not gonna have anything on top.
There's brood in there. There's yeah, I'm probably blowing out the video, but
But I highly recommend an observation hive to anybody that has any. I mean, it's an enjoyable thing. It's year round. And I've robbed them down, and then I had trouble getting a queen back in here.
there you go. If I can get this without blowing the video out, you can see larvae and eggs in there right there. Welcome back to the 628 Dirt Rooster channel, where hobby beekeeping is a way of life. I'm fixing to mark up somebody's observation hive.
Something historic as this. 6. But the idea I had with this right here was I could introduce a queen in here.
Yeah.
I could feed pollen in here. I could put sugar patties in here or whatever, pollen patties in there. Bad idea. The best idea, here you go, touch this. The best idea is to have this and have 4 different doors open up and have the brakes right here at the doors. Or if you want to do something at the top, just open the top door and close it. Same thing with all of them.
All right, so basically opening your boxes from the side.
Yeah, because see, like this right here, I got this right here and the whole door opens up. And it's pretty...
Exposes the whole inside of the hive to you.
And, which is good and bad, but still. The bad thing I don't like about this type of hive is that you do kill bees in the seam when you close it.
Yeah.
Now this right here is one of those Swiffer pads. I was seeing a lot of hive beetles in it, and I put a pad up here, and I put a pad just in here, and all the hive beetles seem to congregate right here because the bees can't get to them. See how those couldn't get out? And they had like several corralled up here, so I put that little piece in there, and I don't know, and I got a beetle trap down there, and I hadn't been seeing any beetles, so the combination really worked well. And I wanted to have a single frame, so anytime I could know everything there is to know about it. I think
so
places that the bees could get out.
Basically an individual cartridge per frame.
Yeah, well, it's got shims that go in.
Yeah.
And you put, a up and down shim here and a down shim here.
Sure. And
you pull this out as one unit.
Yeah.
Of course, you go outside and got glass in the side, and little toady handles on it, and do what you want to do, and then bring it back and put it in. And I think single frames observation hives like this is not really the greatest scenario, but I just wanted it because that's what I wanted. And that's one of the issues that's got to be done is fine tune it to where you don't have to fight so hard to get the shims in and out. But supposedly, you'd do like this. Of course, you have 2 more on the top and then one holding that there down. Of course, you got to make sure you got that edge right there sanded down enough so you can get that extra 1/4 inch there. And I just hadn't had the chance to get to it. Of course, once you get outside, you take these, leave that one on, and then pull your frame out and do what you want to do, and then get ready to put it back in. It was just ridiculous how much basil there was here. It was just ridiculous. That's a pepperoncini pepper, like you get at Domino's or wherever those pizza places is. Here's your pepper you can handle. But now them Carolina Reapers, they ain't no joke, guys.
Mark, I want to thank you for hosting us. It's been a good time out here this morning, and that was some jam up steaks last night. See, so this is North Carolina. If you want to get me out of Mississippi, all you got to do is say steak, and I'm there.